to another episode of the Kling Rising League Recap Show. I'm, of course, your host, Andrew Gorman from the Pickleball Diaries Podcast. And so we just finished off Stop 2 at Pickleplex Cambridge on this past weekend, May 2nd, and all 10 teams back in action again. Did Booyah stay undefeated? Did Double Trouble reverse their fortunes from going 1-5 last event? We're going to get into all that. We also have a couple of interviews from Lily being on the scene and talking to some of the players and coaches and team captains. So we'll be getting right into that. So one of the big stories coming out of this weekend was that Double Trouble changed up their lineup and trying to change their fortunes from the last event. And a big shout out to them. They went 1-5 the first event, and this time they went 5-1. So a big shout out to Double Trouble reversing their fortunes there. We're going to get into a little bit of that, but first we're going to quickly recap using, of course, the klingcup.com website and going over all the match results. I'm going to go a little bit quicker than I did last time because this is more of, like I said, more recap now that everyone's seen the first episode and see where you can go on the page. So first game, we have Northern Dinks versus Body Baggers. Northern Dinks wins that 4-0. Next game, Reese's Pickleball Pieces wins 4-0 against Game of Paddles. Body Baggers take out Guelph Shrimp 3-1. Rally Force win 4-0 over Game of Paddles. Booyah wins 3-1 over Body Baggers. Reese's Pickleball Pieces beats the Northern Dinks via the point differential tiebreak. Body Baggers win 3-1 over Game of Paddles. Rally Force beats Reese's Pickleball Pieces by the point differential tiebreak. Double Trouble beats Body Baggers, once again, point differential tiebreak. Very similar to last time where you're seeing lots of games go to that point differential tiebreak. So very, very good competition amongst these teams. Reese's Pickleball Pieces 3-1 over Apex Paddlers. Double Trouble 3-1 over Dink Dynasty. Booyah 3-1 over Rally Force. Double Trouble over Reese's Pickleball Pieces, once again by point differential. Northern Dinks 4-0 sweep over Guelph Shrimp. Double Trouble 3-1 win over Rally Force. Booyah 4-0 versus Guelph Shrimp. Apex Paddlers beat Double Trouble via point differential. Guelph Shrimp 4-0 sweep of Game of Paddles. Rally Force 3-1 over the Northern Dinks. Double Trouble 3-1 over Guelph Shrimp. Guelph Shrimp 3-1 over Apex Paddlers. Northern Dinks 4 over Dink Dynasty. Booyah beats Apex Paddlers via point differential. Reese's Pickleball Pieces 4-0 sweep of Dink Dynasty. Apex Paddlers 4-0 sweep of Game of Paddles. Rally Force 4-0 sweep of Dink Dynasty. Booyah over Northern Dinks, once again point differential. Apex Paddlers over Dink Dynasty, point differential. Booyah 4-0 sweep of Game of Paddles. And Dink Dynasty via point differential over Body Baggers. So as you saw from that, lots of point differential wins, so that's when the teams are at 2-2, and instead of playing, like, say, a singles tiebreak, they go points for and against to decide which team wins that. So, standings after Stop 2. Booyah stay a perfect undefeated, going 6-0 there, so they are now 12-0. Winning percentage, of course, or match winning percentage of 100%. Games within the matches, they're at a 75% win rate, for a total of 36 points for first place. Reese's Pickleball Pieces 8-4, so 66.7 match win percentage. Game win percentage is 68.8, and 28 points for second place. Rally Force right behind them with a 7-5 record for a 58.3% win rate, 54.2 game matches overall, 26 points. Northern Dinks are tied with them at 7-5 as well, so same match win percentage, but they actually have a better game winning percentage at 62.5, but at 26 points as well. Body Baggers are 6-6, so 50% match win, and then 58.3 on games, and they're at 24 points. Double Trouble 6-6 as well. Like I said, reversing those fortunes, 50% match rate, and 41.7% on games won. That's, of course, via that 1-5 start from the first stop, so 24 points as well. Apex Paddlers right behind those two at 5-7, so 41.7% match and 52.1% game wins, 22 points. Guelph Shrimp are 4-8, 33.3%, 35.4 for the games, 20 points. Game of Paddles 3 and 9, 25% and 31.3 respectively, with 18 points. And then Dink Dynasty unfortunately went 1 and 5 again this break. Now they did have quite a few point differential losses. 16.7 match win percent and only a 20.8 game win percent for 16 points for the 10th and final spot. So obviously big story out of that, or there's a couple big stories. Booyah and Reese's Pickleball Pieces stay atop in the 1 and 2 spots, basically matching their records from the previous. Booyah going 6-0 again, and Reese's Pieces going 4 and 2 again. Rally Force is sticking right behind them. They moved up a couple spots from 6th to 3rd. And then Northern Dinks also moving their way up, or actually dropping down 1 spot to 4th place, with Rally Force hopping over them. And of course, obviously, the biggest jump is Double Trouble going all the way from 10th to 6th with that 5-1 record. Guelph Shrimp staying in that 8th spot. Dink Dynasty dropping from 8th to 10th. And then Apex Paddlers staying at 7th as well. So the top has stayed the same. The middle of the pack has stayed pretty close to the same. The big jump obviously being Double Trouble hopping a bunch of teams, getting all the way up into 6th place. So big shout out to the switch up in the lineup for the teams. We'll move over to the rankings really quick of the players before we get into some of the interviews with all the people we had on site. So if we come to the page here, if we're doing top players, you can see Steffi from Reese's Pickleball Pieces is a perfect 16-0, so 100% win percentage is a plus 67. Now, she's only played 16 matches. Right under her is Nicolas Stryker from Booyah, 23-1 with a 95.8 win percentage. He's a plus 123, which is insane. So that's awesome there. Nathan for Double Trouble is 10-2, so an 83.3 win percentage is a plus 20. And then you have November and Jacob, both from Booyah, 18-6, both respectively, plus 77, plus 67 to round out our top 5. And if you scroll down there, you can see all the way down. We have all the way down to 56 players playing. So you can see now where some of the teams are keeping the same 4 intact the entire time. For example, you have Nicolas playing all 24 matches, November and Jacob playing all 24 matches. But then you have like Steffi coming in and playing 16 of the possible 24. You can see, so you see there, they're rotating their females in and out. And then we slide over onto the other side of the page. You have your top pairs. So obviously Jacob and Nicolas from Booyah going a perfect 12-0. Then you have Denver and Steffi going 6-0 for mixed. Bruna and Steffi also for Reese's going 4-0. Spencer and Tuan for Guelph Shrimp going 2-0. Alexa and Jared from Apex are 1-0, so that was a switch up they've done. Reese and Steffi going 4-0. So the nice thing there, if you look at in that top 5, you have both female pairs for Reese's Pickleball Pieces are perfect 4-0. So they seem to be able to switch out their females in that in the female matches, and they're getting the win regardless. So that's a big shout out to them. They're having the variety to be able to do that. Now, before we get into insights, Lily was lucky enough to interview a couple of the team's players and captains. She also got to interview league coach Corey Osborne of the CNPL Northern Lights. He is the Rising League coach for the entire league. Corey is an amazing coach, amazing pro player. He's been in the CNPL for all 4 years that's been in there. So it was a big shout out to Corey for stepping up and helping out with the coaching for this. So we'll see that. We have Brad Matthew, the team captain from Booyah. We have Nicolas Stryker from Booyah. We're going to have Reese George from Reese's Pickleball Pieces, Jacob and Ryan from Dink Dynasty. We also have Commissioner Mike from the CNPL stopped in, and also Tony C., the GM of the Grand River Rapids of the CNPL, stopped in. So we're going to cut to those interviews. Now, you're going to hear a lot of background noise. It was really loud in there, and it's a little tough to sometimes hear Lily's questions, but the players and the coaches were mic'd up really well, so you were able to hear it there. So we're going to jump over to that. Take it away, Lily.
Hi, everyone. We have a great pleasure to interview one of our Rising League captains. He is Brad Matthew. Do you mind introducing a bit about yourself?
My name is Brad Matthews. I am 56 years old. I play at the Forefathers Brewery, and I've been playing pickleball for about 3 years.
So why would you be the captain for the Rising League?
I came up with the idea, well, you approached me, and I set it up for our young players at the club.
Amazing. So what do you see your young players?
They have a lot of potential. They are very close to being pros in the CNPL, and I think this league will capture some of their results and give them some exposure to some of the owners and captains of the
Amazing.
league. Yeah.
So as a seasoned player and the captain of the team, how did you prep your team? How did you prep your players?
I play with the two guys, Nick Stryker and Jacob Fortin, all the time. So they're regulars for me at Forefathers. And the two girls, I just met Rain. I thought she was a fantastic player and asked her if she wanted to play. And Kim, I played quite a bit with when I was at Greystone before Forefathers.
Yeah, so how did you train them?
They don't need a whole lot of training. They are pretty good. So really the training just happens through our regular gameplay.
Amazing. So what's your lineup strategy?
The strategy is for this today, they stay with their partner all day. Jacob and Kim have played a lot together, and Nick and Rain just started playing together, but they're really clicking. So I keep them together all day.
Amazing. So what's your anticipation for the result?
I'm anticipating lots of wins today. They did a great job in the first stop. They went 6-0, and I'm hoping we can repeat the same.
Amazing. Do you think your team will go to the final?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
I'm great. Yes, I'm doing really well.
Thank you for playing the Rising League.
Thank you.
And you have a very impressive result for the last two stops. And so among all the guys, you ranked the number one. Can you tell us about what's your trick? What's your secret of being so consistently good?
I have to credit the people I'm playing with. Both Jacob and Rain have been great to play with. So we've been somehow lucking out on the freeze points because we get up to the 14 and we somehow get through that without a problem. So we've only had really one hiccup so far. But I think generally speaking, we're just really meshing well as a team. It's great.
Yeah, so we all know it's really hard. 24 games, you won 23 of the two stops, and the other one you barely lost. So the consistency is such a key. Like, how do you keep yourself locked through all these games in the long 2 days?
Yeah, for sure. Well, they're very long days, so it is tricky to kind of stay focused the entire day. But it's you just kind of have to reset every chance you get, and if you lose a few points here and there, it's not a big deal. With the freeze, you can kind of work that as well, and it's just consistently getting the ball over the net and making less errors in this format than what the other people are. So we've done a really good job of that so far, and after that, hopefully we can keep it up a little bit.
So what do you think about the level of the play of your opponents?
Yeah, the level's great. Yeah, I've seen a lot of these people around in all the other events as well, and it's like there's no matches you can really sleep on, which is great. This time I noticed the competition was even a little bit higher than the last one, so it was really high level competition, a lot of fun games. Anything can happen to 15, which is cool, and it's a lot of fun.
So I'm sure all the players, especially the guys, will be studying you after this stop.
Yeah.
So what will be your way to counter them for the next stop?
I think honestly it's just consistency for me. I have a little bit of unpredictability to my game, so it's keep them guessing, kind of mix it up as much as I can, and then just reset as much as I possibly can and get the ball over, because let them make the mistakes. So once they stop making mistakes, I'm going to be in trouble.
So what you're saying is you can reset anybody attack you, is that right?
I try to, yeah. I try my best, yeah. Not all the time, but most of the time.
Okay, we cannot wait to see what will happen in the next stop.
Awesome.
And I already heard all the guys. And their target is, can we win a game against Nick?
And Jacob.
And Jacob.
Yeah.
And on your team. And amazing. Congratulations on your team, too.
It's been an awesome couple stops.
Hi, Reese. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Lily?
Okay, here's our captain. Can you introduce which team are you captain as?
Yeah, I'm captain of Reese's Pickleball Pieces, so I guess you can assume where that name came from. I have my team behind me here just hitting some balls and practicing.
Yeah.
We've played a couple matches today, and it's so far going really well.
That's amazing. How did you draft your team?
Yeah, so a lot of us play at Blue Zone, and we have a lot of pairings that already play or have played in tournaments together. So all of us kind of have chemistry, and I wanted to pick people that were able to practice together on a regular basis. So that's kind of how I did it.
Amazing. So what do you think about the level of the play?
Yeah, the level, honestly, it's really good, and I'm impressed by how many players I haven't seen or even met before. There's people just coming up, even young players I've met here today. The level it's really good. I mean, we're having a great time, good rallies, and
Amazing.
It's very competitive.
Yeah. So what's your lineup strategy?
Yeah, our strategy, honestly, is just to play consistent and more patient, but we will adjust that depending on like the team that we're playing against. If we can outpower a team, we will go that route as well, as we do have some good drives on our side. So we kind of adjust throughout the day depending.
Yeah, so Reese, and you forget to tell everyone you played the CNPL.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I played for the Southwestern Ontario Brewers. They're, I think, the York Eddie now. They rebranded. So I played one season with them, and I came in at the end of the first season and played the finals with them. Yeah, it was a great experience. So I'm really happy to be here and kind of contributing to that in a way as well.
Amazing. So how did you bring your CNPL experience to your team? How do you help them to practice?
Yeah, so I think since this is run the same format as the CNPL, I'm able to kind of, let the team know how this is going to work because we have the rally scoring. I think just having that experience playing in the rally scoring and the team format is kind of helping my team in a way because they know that that's something I'm more comfortable with, and I'm familiar with it as well. So I think that brings comfort to everyone on the team.
Yeah. So what's your lineup strategy? Did you change your lineup on the side?
So we haven't changed the lineup at all today. I'm really confident in all of my players, so I don't feel that that the lineup is a huge deal. So and I'm happy with that. That's what I wanted. I wanted to feel confident in every player on my team in every matchup that we would have. Of course, we will change things around if we feel the need to. Everyone's very honest and open with each other, and it feels a good team environment to be able to switch things up if we need to last minute.
Amazing. So what's your anticipation of the result?
So after last event, I think we were sitting in around second place, and that was really great for our first event. I mean, we hadn't competed together as a team before, so I'm very happy with that, and I only see us going up. So far today it's going really well. We have a great team on and off the court, so I see good things happening for us.
That's amazing. Who do you view as the biggest opponent in the league?
Definitely Booyah. They have a really strong team. They went undefeated last stop. So I think everyone's kind of like, oh, we got to play against them. We want to, take some games away from them or take a whole match if we can. We'll be playing them for the first time this stop. So we're looking forward to that. And hopefully
Yeah. Okay, you have to let me know when you guys start playing.
For sure, I will.
And thank you so much.
Thank you, Lily. Bye.
Okay, here we're with Dink Dynasty.
Booyah.
Here's the captain.
So we got a good team going today. We've got me, Jacob Garcia. We've got Ryan Bilodeau. We have Michelle Lee, Michelle Kaplan, Ali Mio, putting up a fight at the Cling Rising League. We did our best. Shout out to Lily. Putting together a great event.
So what do you think about your game so far?
So our games have been going pretty well. Oh, closer. Our games have been going pretty well. We are currently 0-2, but we're figuring out our groove as the day goes on and enjoying it, having fun at the same time.
It's been a lot of tight games. We've been right in there, great competition.
So I heard it's your guys' new partnership. You never played in the past, and then you started y'all playing together in the league. How do you feel?
I feel like it's been going good. You always got to work out a few kinks with new partners, but we meshed well together and having some great fun with it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun being able to play aggressive, knowing that you've got a strong right side or left side player that can reset and be there for the hand battle. So I'm enjoying it. I've been having a lot of fun playing with Ryan.
So how do you figure out how to play with each other during the game, since you never played together?
The big thing is just communication. If we see something that we notice is working or isn't working, we just communicate it with one another and just keep working off of that.
Yeah.
Do you ever give him eyes?
Never. Never. Not when he's looking, at least.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't know.
Oh, I think I know.
I'll check the video footage afterwards.
Sounds great. So what's your anticipation for the result?
So, I'm the awkward one. I feel like we will put up a fight. I think that we can come back around. Right now, we're currently 0-2. So we are working on the later half, thinking a comeback. I feel like we are the underdogs out here. So what we do best is, surprise teams with our game. So I think that would be turning it around and doing all right.
Agreed.
Okay, and then let's see. It's the only second stop. Let's see if you guys can ride the coming back story.
We will. We'll see us at the top soon.
Yeah. Hoorah.
Perfect. How are you?
Hey, how are you, Lily?
Now, thank you for taking the big role as the head coach of the league, the Rising League. Do you mind introducing a bit about yourself, who you are?
Yeah, my name is Osborne, and I'm a coach for Raw Pickleball. And I also coached in the CNPL, and I'm a player in the CNPL as well.
And you are such a veteran of CNPL from the day one, right?
Yeah, I've been in the league for 4 years now, and been part of 3 different teams. So I'm excited to have a new season, being part of the Northern Lights, and have new teammates. Other than one, Jessica Kawamoto, we've been on the same team for 4 years in a row now. So.
Amazing. So what do you think this league? What do you think about the players here?
I think it's great. Getting this many players into one building and having the opportunity for them to have good matches every day, I think is a great opportunity for them. Also playing the CNPL format, I think it's great for them to experience that because it is a different game. And I think that if they get a full season playing with each other, I feel that they're going to develop into better athletes and become better pickleball players.
So the whole league, we have 10 teams. Like, what do you think, like, how many of them you would think it's CNPL ready?
Yeah, I mean, the league is getting stronger every year. I think that the league is growing and doing a great job at developing better players. And so it's tough now. There's not as many spots as there used to be. And, having the opportunity to have coaches or maybe managers or team owners look at you, I think is going to be great. But definitely I think that we'll see some growth from this league getting into the CNPL.
So any suggestions for the players in the Rising League? How should they improve themselves and then getting the notice from the public and from the owners?
Yeah, I think going to the tryouts for the CNPL and the combines that are run throughout the year are great exposure for the athletes. Getting out and drilling and playing better players and being part of a good pickleball community, coaching, fitness, all these things are going to contribute to be a better player.
So what will be the top 3 advice you have for the league players in terms of their game strategy?
Yeah, building points is really important. Consistency, especially in rally scoring, it changes the game a little bit. You can't take as many risks because you're going to lose a point every rally if you make errors. And then also working together as a team and having some good strategies. It's not always about your strengths. We have to also look at the other team's weaknesses. So, putting all that together and building a good team network and support, I think is going to be a good success for this league.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And then you can tell me privately, who do you think will be the top players of the league?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's some really good players here. So I'm excited to talk about that.
That's amazing. Okay, everybody follow us and follow the standing of each player. Thank you, Corey.
You're welcome, Lily.
Thanks. Hi, Mike. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing, Lily?
So we're so lucky to have Mike here, the commissioner of CNPL. So could you let us know, what do you think about the Rising League?
I think it's really exciting to be out here and see the next batch of Canadian talent getting a chance to compete in the CNPL format.
Amazing. So what do you think of the caliber of the Rising League?
I think it's getting stronger with every event. We saw a lot of folks kind of make some adjustments for this event to get ready to put on a better showing, I think, than the first time out. I think everyone is a little nervous round one, and now teams are locked in and ready to go.
So from like a seasoned player yourself, and then the commissioner of CNPL.
A seasoned player, that's a little questionable.
So what will be your suggestion for these young players who's not even familiar with rally scoring, but playing this format? What would be the suggestion for them?
I think the big thing about rally scoring is it really allows you to specialize in one role. So you get the opportunity to really drill and focus on having one job on the court instead of, moving around and playing different characters. So it's a really interesting format for that. So it gives you the opportunity to really drill if you're a right side defender or you're a left side aggressive player, and really focus on what you do best and optimize that for professional play.
Thank you. So it's so amazing. You spend your time and for every stop and staying here for the whole time. Can you give us some insight of what the league is looking for the upcoming players?
Yeah, really there's two big pieces to the puzzle, right? We're looking at the on-court and do the people have the tools to do the job or to be trained to do the job? And then the second piece is character. Are they a good teammate? Are they good with their opponents? Do they treat the referees well? And really that's the key to a good CNPL pro is, they have both those aspects.
So just looking at the players now, I know it's a second stop, and we see a lot of players have been improved a lot, even from the first stop. So what do you anticipate? Do you think anybody will be almost CNPL ready after the sixth stop?
I'm pretty confident in it for sure. What we've seen at the CNPL level is when we train a person for a year and they play in a high competitive environment like this on a regular basis, they make huge leaps. We've had several players go down to play in the U.S. now with signed contracts, and I think the same thing's going to happen here. The Rising League is going to produce the next batch of CNPL pros.
And then what would be your suggestion for other players? What should they do after each stop? What should they be prepared themselves with?
The good thing that a lot of these folks are doing is they're recording their matches. They should be going back and working with coaches and figuring out how to optimize those parts of their game that they're struggling on.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
and then do you have a last word then for anyone?
Yeah, let's just get those dubs.
Amazing, thank you. It's our pleasure to have one of the CNPL managers here. Do you mind introducing a bit about yourself and why you're here today with us?
So my name's Tony Camilo. I'm the GM for the Grand River Rapids. First year in the league with CNPL. And so we brought the team over from the Calgary Pronghorns, came over to Grand River Rapids. The ownership group started by Cliff Rago, and the rest of the group saw it as a unique opportunity to bring professional pickleball to the region.
Nice. So today you're coming to the Klein Rising League to scout some talents.
Correct, yeah.
So what do you think so far?
So everything I've seen out here looks great. Everything's professionally run. Lily keeping all the stats. Does a great job with that. Everything looks great. Players look awesome. I think there's a lot of real close-to-home talent that is kind of what we're really looking for, especially as a Grand River Rapids, as a local organization. We are really kind of hoping that down the road in the future, we can have the homegrown talent.
Nice. So when you're scouting the players, what will be the key elements you're looking for?
Well, not only are we looking for great players, awesome players, we're looking for their court presence, the way they handle the kitchen, the serving, but we're also looking for genuine, good people.
and that's our culture, and that's always going to be our Grand River Rapids culture. So I want to get to know a lot of these players, especially the local players that we can kind of use in the future.
That's amazing. I think that's a great news for the local players. And what will be something give them something to encourage, to look for? What's the next step?
So we have a local coach in Shaquille, and we want to get the word out there that the Grand River Rapids are here in Waterloo Region and Guelph. We want to get the word out there that these local players should be reaching out to us as the Grand River Rapids as an organization. Any of the events that we hold locally, they should be trying to come out to, and they should be reaching out to us. Do the initial step. Don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're very approachable, and we want to see more local talent connected to the Grand River Rapids. So if I can encourage one thing, it would be proactive. Come out, follow us, reach out to Shaq, reach out to myself, go on our website, grandriverrapids.ca, and reach out to us. We want to know where you're playing. We want to know where you are. We want to watch you play. And by being involved in Rising League, that's certainly a step in the right direction.
That's amazing. Okay, so from the Clean Rising League point of view, we will also compile the future talents, and we will commend to all the CNPL teams, especially the Rapids.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That's an awesome idea. Thanks very much. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you to everyone who jumped in on that and gave us some interviews. Can't wait to talk to some of the other teams. So that's Booyah and Reese Pickleball Pieces and Dink Dynasty. We, of course, got to talk to. Big thank you to Corey for coming in, and also, of course, Commissioner Mike from the CNPL and Tony C. from Grand River Rapids coming in and scoping out the talent for possible future picks in the CNPL. Now, getting on to insights. Well, this is one of my favorite things about this website. So once again, it's klingcup.com, and then you just click on the Kling Rising League, and you can pick. You can go into each stop event, and it's going to give you the insights from the results-driven data that we've got. So if we come down here, we're going to impact players, and we have our top 6. So you have Jill from Double Trouble, big part in this team's turnaround, going 17-7 in all of her matches. So it has her listed as 150% impact, 71% win, 9-6 wins. You have Nicolas Striker, 100% impacts, of course, there, going 23-1, 96% win, 12-12, obviously. November, of course, from Booyah as well, 18-6, 75% win. Jacob from Booyah, 18-6, 75% win. Emma Grant from the Northern Dinks, 17-7, so very, very strong performance there for the Northern Dinks. And Denver Carter from Reese's Pickleball Pieces, 16-8 with a 67% win percentage. So those are your top 6 for forming impact players. Then we jump down to our lineup strategy. So we're going to open up with Booyah. So Booyah, of course, men's doubles is undefeated. Mixed 2 is only 1 loss, and that's, of course, Nicolas and Rain. Then mixed 1 is 6-6, so an even 500, and then the women's team is 7-5. So right now, the mixed 1 team they're still batting 500, but you have definitely the load being carried by mixed 2 and the men's doubles, with the women's also with a winning percentage of 7-5. Now we click on to the second place team, Reese's Pickleball Pieces, and you can see here on the graph a little bit more even, not as much overloaded as Booyah is. So you have a very good win percentage from their mixed 2, right, going 10-2. Their mixed 1, 8-4. Their women's team is 9-3, so that's the big help there. And then their men's team being 6-6. So a little bit more evenly spread out. They're not relying really on one specific spot aside from their mixed 2 right there. Now we switch over to, let's get Double Trouble on here. And this is where we're going to see the nice big difference on these guys. So if we take out the other 2 here, so mixed 1 now going 7-5 with the lineup changes. The women's team moving up to 6-6. Once again with great win percentage there from the ladies. Men's doubles, a nice turnaround there, going from I think it was like 1-6 to now 5-7. Mixed 2 is still having some trouble with being 2-10, but you can see the graph starting to change in favor of how they were playing. Now, if we go over to Dink Dynasty, who had a little bit of trouble this past weekend, you can see here like 1-11 for mixed 1, 4-8 for mixed 2, 2-10 for the men's, and 3-9 for the women. So now if you go look at the matches on the score sheet, they're all really close matches. It's just quite not being able to get over that hump yet. So hopefully they can pull it together by the third stop. Then that way they can move themselves up the standings. Now we go to clutch factor. Of course, Booyah, 4-0 in deciding matches, 7-8 in close games, 100% with their Guelph Shrimp. 1-0 in deciding matches, 8-12 in close games, so not too bad there. Rally Force 3-2 in deciding matches, 13-11 in close games, so lots of close games there for Rally Force. Double Trouble 3-2 in deciding matches, 12-8 in close games. The Northern Dinks 3-3 in deciding matches, 9-11 in close games. Dink Dynasty 2-2 in deciding matches, but 4-13 in close games. That's what we were saying there. The games are close, but just can't quite seem to pull out the win there. Then also to round that off, you have Apex Paddlers 2-3 in deciding matches, 10-11 in close games. Body Baggers 1-3, 9-7. Game of Paddles 1-3, 11-13. And Reese's Pickleball Pieces 1-3 in deciding matches, but 13-2 in close games. So they're winning those close games, and they do not have to go to a lot of deciding matches. And actually, if you look at their 2 losses from this past weekend, those were the point differential ones, right? So that technically that last match was the game deciding match, because if they won, they were going to win 3-1, but if they lost, then it comes down to point differential, and that's where you run into problems. Top pairs, as we saw on the other page there, but this graph displays it really well. Of course, you have Jacob and Nicolas, who are undefeated, going a perfect 12-0, and they're a plus 66, so plus 5.5 points per game, which means they're usually winning about 15-10 or 15-9. And then if you go down to the graph here, you also see Nicolas in November, who are 11-1, so plus 57, and they're plus 4.8, so roughly winning 15-11, 15-10 every single game. You come over, you got Emma and Roy are 4-0, plus 25, and they're winning by a point, 6.3. So that's usually about a 15-9, 15-8 score. Denver and Steffi 5-0, plus 24, plus the 4.8. Once again, that's like a 15-11 win. You have Bruna and Steffi also 5.3 plus points per game at 4-0. Spencer and Tuan 2-0 at plus 13, so plus 6.5. So that's like we said, a 15 to basically 8 win. Reese and Steffi they're a plus 10, so plus 2.5. So that's usually about a 15-13, 15-12. Ryan and Michael 2-0, winning by about a score of 15-10, or Mikhail, sorry. Denver and Bruna plus 7, winning by 3.5. And then Andrew and Tanya plus 6, winning by about 2 per game. Now, momentum. Let's come to the momentum graph here. So if we go with Dink Dynasty, obviously starting off slow and kind of staying in that slow. Once you get into that rut, it's really, really hard to get out. Hopefully they can hopefully someone recorded and they can either look at some footage, or now that they've played everybody a couple times, they can go back and figure out a game plan to get that momentum back. Whereas if you go over to Double Trouble, and you have that actually with Dink Dynasty, you see Double Trouble down in the low percentage, but all of a sudden start moving up the graph nice and quick there with the win percentage. Like I said, once again, going 5-1. Then if we throw in Booyah there, of course, they're going to stay up nice and high in that 75% range, of course, because they went undefeated and were consistently winning majority of their games. Same thing if we throw Reese's Pickleball Pieces in there, they're going to be hovering right around that. So they started low a little bit because they had lost a game. Then you see them come up there and they're hanging right around there with Booyah around at that 75%. Upsets now. So this is a little bit more reliable now that we've had two stops played. So Dink Dynasty defeated Rally Force in the tie break. So that's a number 10 spot beating the number 3 spot. So it's the 7-spot upset, right? Dink Dynasty also defeated Body Baggers in a tie break, and that's a number 10 beating a number 5 spot. So that's a 5-spot update. Game of Paddles defeating Body Baggers, same thing, tie break. So a lot of tie breaks in these upsets. That's a 9 beating a 5. Double Trouble defeating Reese's Pickleball Pieces once again via tie break, and that's a number 6 beating the number 2 spot. So if you go down the thing there, you can see the spot difference. So the number 6, for example, Double Trouble being Rally Force, that's the number 6 beating the number 3. Northern Dinks beating Reese's Pickleball Pieces, that's the number 4 beating the number 2. Guelph Shrimp defeating Double Trouble, that's the number 8 beating the number 6. Body Baggers beating Rally Force, that's the number 5 beating the number 3. So now that we have had 2 stops in there, you can see where more of a realistic, when we say upset, is happening because of the themes now. Now, by the time we get to stop 5, this is really where you're going to see what teams technically should be winning, going by previous scores and by standings. So as we get further through this season, this upsets throughout the season are going to be more and more relevant as we go. You're going to see which teams are improving more and which teams are staying where they are and which teams might be dipping a little bit. Same thing with the momentum meter we have. You're going to see which teams are on the rise, which teams are on the drop, and which teams are holding a nice steady pace. So once again, to recap the standings, we have Booyah in first place, 12-0. Reese's Pickleball Pieces, 8-4. Rally Force and Northern Dinks at 7-5, Body Baggers and Double Trouble at 6-6, Apex Paddlers at 5-7, Guelph Shrimp at 4-8, Game of Paddles at 3-9, and Dink Dynasty rounding it out at 2-10. Now the next stop is coming up. It's going to be at the London Hunt Club in London, Ontario on May 16th. So that's the week after the CNPL season opener. So this will be now that we've had 2 stops, and this is where you're going to see which teams are stepping up to playing this semi-pro level, which teams are making adjustments, which is another big thing that players now trying to make this next step have to take into account. It's not just playing your game and executing your game plan. It's, okay, what is the other team doing and how can we counteract what we're doing? Yes, we want to enforce our game style, but if their strategy is counteracting our style, we have to make changes on the fly, which is the beauty thing about these team events, because while 2 people are playing, the rest of the teammates are watching and can work within the timeouts and saying they notice different things, right? So that's the big thing you'll notice when you watch the CNPL this coming weekend at the season opener, is that you'll see the teams call timeouts, talk to the coaches, talk to other teammates, and see what adjustments need to be made. So this is the big thing, making that step up to the next level. So for some of these players who have the aspirations of potentially getting into the CNPL or potentially pursuing a pro career in pickleball, this is where, now that you've got 12 games in, this is where you need to start. Okay, what adjustments do we have to make? What pairs are working and what combinations are working for us, right? So you can't just be, okay, we're just going to rotate through the roster and give everyone a turn. It's, okay, who is performing, and that's who we stick in when you play the hot hand, because there's money on the line in this league, guys. There's the potential to get drafted into the CNPL in this league, so you want to put your best foot forward. You want to win. And so you're gonna see in this league. So you're gonna see which players are at the stage where they have that ability to step up to that next level and maintain that, that mental toughness, and which players are still developing that, right? Like you're seeing right now, yes, Booyah is 12-0 undefeated, but the real thing will come in is when a team starts to push back and pressure them. Are they crumbling to the pressure because now that they're getting some pushback, or are they maintaining that winning and fighting through anytime they run into adversity? Same thing. We just saw Double Trouble make a big lineup switch and already see the benefits of that. So now that they've seen the success from the lineup changes that they made, now the plan would be to keep those lineup changes and push forward and see if you can climb up the standings and get into that, say, top 5 spot, right? Because you're already tied with Body Baggers at 6-6. So an amazing event at the Cambridge Pickleplex. Big shout out to the owner of the facility for hosting the Kling Rising League. Big shout out to all the teams. Thank you to all the players, captains, Coach Corey, Commissioner Mike, Tony from the Grand River Rapids for talking to Lily. Hopefully we can get a lot more shots and I can get some highlights stuff going up on Instagram for everyone to look at. We'll catch you guys next time. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Gorms1307. Follow Kling on Instagram. Follow the CNPL. Don't forget to check my podcast channel, the Pickleball Diaries, where we cover the CNPL, and we're going to be doing some of the broadcast work with them as well. So you'll hear us calling out the commentary at some of the events, and we will see you guys at the next stop. Cheers.